Tom lived in a small town called Greenfield. It was a peaceful place surrounded by trees and fields. Tom was 18 years old and he had always dreamed of going to the big city to see new places, meet new people, and have new adventures. He had heard so much about the city from books, movies, and even his elder brother, Jack, who had visited the city many times. One day, Tom decided he wanted to go to the city. He didn't want to wait any longer. He saved his money for months by doing small jobs like moving lawns and cleaning cars. Finally, after a long wait, he had enough money for a ticket. Tom went to the train station to buy a ticket. The station was small with only one platform. There weren't many people there, just a few old men sitting on the benches and a family with small children. The ticket seller, a kind woman with glasses, smiled at Tom. "How can I help you?" she asked. "I want to buy a ticket to the city," Tom said, excited, little nervous. The woman looked at him kindly. "One way or round trip?" "One way, please," Tom replied. He wanted to start his new life in the city and wasn't sure when he would return. The woman handed him a small yellow ticket. "Your train leaves at 10:30, she said. "Have a good trip." Tom thanked her and sat on a bench to wait. He could feel his heart beating faster. This was the start of something new. He had never traveled alone before, but he was excited about what lay ahead. He looked at the clock on the wall. It was almost time. The train arrived right on time. It was big and shiny, and the doors opened with a soft push. Tom walked inside, found a seat by the window, and looked outside. The train started moving slowly at first, then faster as it left the small town behind. As the train passed through fields, forests, and rivers, Tom thought about everything he had heard about the city. It was a place with tall buildings, bright lights, and many people. He imagined himself walking through busy streets, eating in big restaurants, and seeing famous places like parks and museums. After a few hours, the train began to slow down. Tom looked out of the window and saw the city in the distance. The buildings were tall and the streets were busy with cars and people. His heart began to race again. He had made it. The train stopped at a large station in the city. Tom stood up, grabbed his bag, and walked off the train. The station was huge, with many people coming and going. Tom felt a little lost, but he was also excited. He had his one way ticket and he was ready to start his new life. He didn't know what the future held, but Tom knew one thing for sure. He was no longer just a boy from a small town. He was in the big city now, ready for whatever adventure come next.